Hi, Kendra.
Hi.
We're back.
It's like I just seen you like 2 days ago or
2 days
something.
ago, ain't that weird on a Wednesday? I just saw you. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
man. What a show that was at Frederick. Absolutely.
Yes.
But we got almost a month's worth of. We ain't gonna cover it all, but
Yeah.
we will start with definitely this weekend. She's gonna take care of Port Royal and some other stuff, and we've got Delta. I'm just gonna read the winners from that event, and that was the last pool of the season for Delta. But gosh, a lot of stuff going on. I guess big shows coming up here very soon, and I'm will apologize up front for not being here every week. Um, just the way life is. Just the way life is. It's extremely busy here, but I know I weenie whine about that every time we're online. It is driving me crazy, but somebody's got to do it. So, I guess there's anything to really. Is there any big news?
Um, we had some exciting things happen at pools, but we can get to
Oh
that
yeah,
whenever
we
we
could
go over results.
we
Yeah.
definitely had some dismissals from under the sheet metal, some fireballs, and et
Yeah.
cetera, et cetera. We definitely had an exciting weekend of pulling, that is for sure. But I want to go ahead and touch base on Delta here. Bear with me. I'm just going to take care of the winners. No specific order. Uh, and this was this past Friday night. Um, and Brian Warner did win the work stock gas 4x4 class at 307.73. Everything else I am going off of. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
It says so.
Oh, by the way, you that are watching, I think every 18 minutes or something like that, YouTube is putting commercials in. So I apologize for that. Had to do it. That's the way it is. So um, I'm assuming it'll just break or let me know, and we can take a break quick as it plays or whatever.
I
Um,
think it'll just keep
or it'll keep
like
looping.
it'll pause us for the amount of the
Right.
commercial and then
But
yeah.
you'll continue to see after the commercial. So don't click away and say, "Oh no." We'll be right back. But anyway. When I dig into that a little more, I think there's a way that I can actually insert them every so often. I say, "Hey, Kendra, be back in a minute or whatever." Again, I have no idea how long the ads are, so, but that's going to be happening. So don't click away thinking, "Oh shoot," but because we will be right back. So, but we'll get with it. Okay, Delta. Where'd my cursor go? Working without a net here. Hot Street. Got them little gnats. Hot Street Diesel winner was Lindell Steiner with his Dodge 2500 at 366.87. Just bear with me. Like I say, I gotta. Okay, Pro Stock Gas 4x4. The winner was Blake May with the migraine headache truck. 326.50 was the winner there. Uh, Super Street Semi. We had a couple trucks there, and taking the win was Tyler Hess, and that would be the Susquehanna Truck Equipment. Old Kenworth, Old Grumpy. There you go. That's the word we're looking for. Old Grumpy Kenworth. 364.81 took the win there. Street Semi. Why do I have to do it? Patrick By at 358.59. It looks like 358.59. Oh no! Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Whole bunch of them are popping up at once. Okay. Uh, Stock diesel 4x4 trucks. Caitlin Krzyzewski, I'm hoping I'm saying that properly, with her Dodge at 276.83. She come out and whipped up on the boys.
Good for her.
Yes, yep, trucks. She's been pulling quite a while there. Does quite well at Delta usually. Pro Farm Tractors. Paul Richardson with Venomous taking the win at 325.16 in a class that Paul ended up pushing a plug out for the oil or something and dumped a bunch of oil on the track. And
Oh
then right
man.
behind him was Dave Darty, who blew an oil line on the turbo and ended up seizing a turbo up. So
Jeez.
kind of crazy. Alan Lynch was second place at 3:11:04, and Dave Darty was third, 2:99:01. There was some farm stock tractors. Fourth was John Mackey, 2:23:80. Fifth was Zach Doan at this John Deere, 2:23:28, and that was fifth. Sixth was Kyle Ayers for the International, 174.22. They were 13,000 farm stock tractors. Bumped up and pulled the thing. So. And farm stock tractors taking the win was Justin Walls with a 1466 at 298.04. And rounding it out here, nope. That's all I had. That took care of Delta. What do you have? You want to go ahead and touch base on?
Yep. So I will go all the way back to Port Royal, which was Labor Day weekend. We had a wonderful pull there. We were a little nervous. The fair really didn't put a lot of money into advertising, so it was kind of just on interstate. And of course, a lot of our Franklin County fans, that's a pretty good haul. So we were very, very excited when we had an excellent turnout of fans and tractors at Port Royal. We're going to start with the Mod Turbo class. There was 17 Mod Turbos on hand for the Mod Turbo class. Taking the win was Matt Smith with Blue Unit at 3:10.28. Second was Guy Gokenauer with the stress test at 3:09.54. Scott Kiskadden on Bleeding Blue was 3:04.50. Fourth place was Vern Zerby Z Unit at 3:03.57. Fifth went to Ray Belak with Ragin' Red at 3:02.91. Good to see Ray. He recently jumped up from a Pro Farm / hot stock to a Mod Turbo, and he is doing really well with it. Sixth place was Jason Forrester with Papa Smurf at 297.78. Seventh place went to Jimmy Williams with Some Assembly Required at 281.13. Eighth place was Yankee or Jason Malott on Dr. LZ at 280.82. Tommy Williams with Firestorm took ninth place at 278.48. 10th place was BJ Wilkins with Bull Ride at 277.32. 11th was Eric Eberhardt with Hammer Down at 271.71. Right behind him was his son, Corey Eberhardt, with the Gold Edition at 253.87. Tyler Wolver back at it with Just In Case at 245.78. For those that don't know, Tyler is the son of Art Wolver, who is very commonly seen with the Hoyts. So good to see them guys back out in the Mod Turbo class. 14th place was somebody else who just recently made a jump. Matt Dersham with the other half at 240.03. 15th, Rick Hauk with Little Stinker at 187.76. And Rick had a very rough ride. I hope it doesn't take him out for the rest of the season, but I think it will. He hooked hard, back tires got to doing the whole weeble wobble. Ended up coming down really hard on the front end, broke the skid bars. One of them went back, hit the oil pan. It was just a heck of a mess.
No. I hate to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it doesn't knock him out, but I guess that remains to be seen. 16th place was Kenny Rippian with the Green Machine at 139.03. And then, unfortunately, again, DJ Boot with High on the Hog. He also had a pretty rough ride and ended up disqualified. I don't know how. I think he hit the wall, but I don't think he hit the wall very hard with just the front tire. I think he said he just bent a rim. So we'll call that a win. Also on hand, we had the 7,800 mods. 8 of them showed up. Taking the win was Kevin Stauffer with the Rough and Ready at 358.58. Second was Jason Weichel with Untamed at 355.17. Third was Ian Ericker with Unstable at 342.52. Fourth place was Andy Forrester driving Don Haley's Nonsense at 339.05. Fifth place, Tom Kennedy with Old Reliable at 324.44. Sixth place went to Dale Forrester's Track Fever, Dale Forrester driving Don Haley's Track Fever at 300.27. Seventh was Nelson Egoff with the Tinker Toy at 293.87. And rounding out the class was Rick Wolf with the One Too Many at 240.03. We also had a couple of the 6,200 two-wheel drives on hand. Numbers were kind of down just with breakage and parts and everything we've all been hearing all year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Taking the win was the Village Idiot, Ian Ericker at 325.39. Second place went to Dale Forrester's Bandit at 316.72. Third went to Andy Forrester with Turn Back the Clock at 315.29. And unfortunately, Eddie Ocker with the 8 up was last at 308.28. We also had, I don't know if these results are out there for me, the 6,000 pound classic mods. We only had 3 of them on hand, and I believe Mike Head took the win. Also, we had a pretty decent class of the 8,500 Wild Street Trucks, as well as the Snyder County Hot Stock, and I do not have those results. Shame on me. The worst thing is I even did registration at that pool, so you would think I'd be.
Oh my!
But that was like 3 weeks ago. I can't be held liable for that. Do you want to go over Berryville?
I sure can.
Do the buck afterwards.
Okay. So we rode into Berryville for the first time since early 2000s, I guess. Saturday night. What a show. A lot of hooks. Huge modified four-wheel drive truck class with the bonus payouts and stuff. But you can tell I'm really ready to go here too. Okay, there we go. First class up was the 10.5 466 Hot Farm Tractors, and taking the win was Ray Norris with Pack and Heat. Is John Deere at 347.71. Number 2 was Chris Pangle. That would be an interstate tractor, the Ford 9600 at 341.43. Third was Luke Gladhill with the Weapon X, 322.92. Luke's climbing now. Ladder here, getting up in the higher placings in the standings. Good job, Luke. Fourth was Bobby Shipe with Old Blue at 320.95. Fifth was Alan Lynch with Betting on Green at 320.56. Sixth was Shane Steed with the All Hooked Up International. That's Chris Pangle's tractor, 318.02. Seventh was Anthony Hamrick with Beefy, the Ford TW25 at 310.57. Eighth was Robert Dixon Jr. with the Problem Child International at 287.86. Ninth, Mark Smith with the Hillside Deer at John Deere 6030 at 259.61. And 10th was Wesley Dellinger with the Shearpin John Deere at 223.32. So a lot of first-time tractors running with us there. Pretty cool class. Up next would be the 7,800-pound East Coast Diesel four-wheel drive truck. So I ain't going to bother reading the winner, but I'm just kidding. Norman Newswanger topped the class with Chapter 11. You know him?
I think so. I think he got a little bouncy, too. That's what happens when I let him out by himself for the night.
I did catch him eating an ice cream prior to the event, so without you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's okay, because I was at the beach, and I had ice cream, too, so I'll allow it.
A really big...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard all about it. It was a wonderful peanut butter milkshake. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, he makes sure to rub it in my face every time.
Anyway, he took the win at 376.98, way out there. Second was Tom Hassler with the Twisted Addiction Ford at 369.30. Third, Carl Ankwicks with the Living on the Edge Dodge at 358.48. Fourth, Kervin Zimmerman with the Midnight Train Dodge at 349.49. Fifth, Kevin Armstrong bringing out the out-of-control Duramax Chevrolet at 347.16. Sixth was Jeremy Denson with 2 Disturbed at 341.75. And seventh was Brandon Turner with the Coming With Attitude Dodge at 261.23. Now we'll take a look at the Super Stock Pro Stock tractors. Only 3 on hand. It's been a tough year for that class with... 6-shooter breaking at the Keystone Nationals, et cetera, and Tommy Beggar's having his problems. So taking a win, Tara Moore with More Agitation at 360.95. Second was Davey Moore with the One More Deer at 347.46, and rounding out the class in third was Tommy Beggar with the Patriot at 69.16, and something's awry under the sheet metal there, and I'm sure they'll lay their finger on it soon, hopefully. Then we went to a huge class of 6,200-pound modified 4x4 trucks, and I mean big. This was a bonus money class. It was an additional $1,000 for first place. Um, I believe, an additional 600 for second place, and an additional 400 for third place. So you look at $2,000 that
Wow.
was added
That's
into the regular
awesome.
purse. So yeah, uh, and Billy Kramer with the Contender Chevrolet took home the big money at 326.90. Congratulations, Billy. Second was Troy Nels with Gone AWOL, the Jeep of Kevin Abshire, 321.96. Third was Wayne Tapscott the second with Tasmanian Terror 2 at 321.63. Fourth, Jimmy Moritz with the Unleashed Ford at 319.30. Good job, Jimmy. Or as we call it, never seen. They kind of pick up and say, here comes never seen, or yeah, never seen. But we just like to pick on him because he doesn't make
Yep.
it to many pools. But congratulations on that fourth place finish, Jimmy. Fifth was RB Mollers to the Extreme Dodge at 318.33. Sixth was Wayne Tapscott Sr. with High Anxiety at 317.71. Seventh was Will Hitchcock's Homewrecker, the Ford, at 314.74. Eighth was Tammy Ziegler with the Iron Butterfly at 308.76. Ninth, Alan Letterman with the Born Again 1957 Ford at 305.39. And I'm going to stop here. And this was quite a day for one of the owner that had the truck before Alan bought it from, Steve Conrad. It was the original Barbara Ann modified four-wheel drive truck, and this truck also goes back prior to Steve Conrad to Willie Umps. It was the Bits and Pieces truck, so there was a lot of history there, in basically down the road from Winchester. So it was a pretty cool deal. And I know Steve Conrad was on hand and the family. They spent the night there, met him down there, and had a great weekend
Awesome.
with Alan Letterman. And we appreciate them coming in from Missouri. Made the trip in
Wow.
from Missouri and made a good solid run at ninth place. And truck looked good, truck sounded good, and I'm pretty sure everybody was very happy. I know the Conrad family was obviously there wasn't a whole lot of. They actually put Steve in the truck in the pits and
Awesome.
put him in the driver's seat, fired it up, and my understanding is Mike Walker's good friends with all of them, and he was there taking photos while the rest we were teching, and I heard there wasn't a dry eye around the truck, and I can understand that. So,
Yeah.
congratulations, and Alan, again, thank you for making people's dreams come true. It's really cool. 10th was John Clark with the Rat Infested Chevy at 303.24. 11. Heard the door pop. I'm making sure. 11th was Leroy Cubbage with the Silver Bullet Ford at 302.04. 12th was Casey Moeller with the Moeller Farm Chevy at 296.53. 13th, Glenn Dugan with the White Horse Ford at 295.47. And the list continues. 14th, Dennis Grove with the Mountain Mule Chevy at 294.43. 15th, Chad Lamb with the Dodge Dakota called Pumpkin at 292.30. 16th was Fred Jones with the Talk to Me Chevy at 274.14. And that's another truck that goes back a little bit to one of Rob Foster's Simply Red trucks. That's where that truck started its life. And 17th was Jacob Kramer, who had some driveline breakage during his run. Unfortunately, he was at 273.90. That is what four-wheel drive truck pulling is all about. I'm going to tell you what. That was an awesome class of trucks, and it was good to see the money ponied up. It was pretty cool, and
Yep.
great class. Great class. Um, I got a phone hanging around here somewhere. I got a message. The wife wants to go get something, so who knows? Anyway, well, yeah, might as well be my wife. So it's okay. Modified tractors, and I put this video up, and it was unfortunate circumstance that the rubber tire, the rubber tire roller at the event, actually the front axle broken was actually tongue and all was ripped out from underneath the front of the roller.
Jeez.
So their only option that they had was a steel drum roller, and that kind of made happen for this class. And kind of made the track a little hard, a little slick, if you will. So, modifieds have a very short cleat on their tires. Most of them do. The higher the horsepower, the shorter the cleat. And that was the issue with why the modifieds they just couldn't get down in the track. It's unfortunate. But taking the win was Jason McKenzie with Never Satisfied at 265.14. Second was Len Brookhart, and he was not driving the radial reactor. Len Brookhart was driving the Misfit Money Pit at 253.26. And I can tell you one thing, I don't think that tractor, those engines have never been run that hard in their lives. I don't think. Third was Randy Davis with Running Bear. Great to see Randy out with us, man. I'd love to see that tractor more often. Running Bear 249.11. Fourth was Len Brookhart with the radial reactor at 197.34, with a kind of started bouncing wisely, getting out of the throttle. And fifth was our oops extraordinaire, unfortunately, Mike Rankin with the Midnight Wolf at 182.52, losing the front engine in quite the fire show. But nobody was hurt. Just the wallet and a little bit of pride on Mike Rankin's part. But I'll tell you what, I'm proud of Mike. He's come a long way this year with that tractor. And we rounded out the night with the 6,400-pound four-wheel drive trucks, a class of 6 of them. And taking the win was Tara Jewell with the Tenacious Dodge at 341.96. Second was Brad Broy with Cash Only at 334.20. Third was Johnny Miller with The Word at 331.43. Fourth, William Bennett, Buckshot Reloaded, 331.08. Fifth was Mike Conroy with Nothing Fancy at 329.41. And rounding out the class of 6, Eric Gray with 83 Chevy at 292.63. And we'll go back to that second place guy, Brad Broy. You and your family, thank you very much for getting this pool together and having us back. And I can promise you people want to come back next year. So I'm looking to see some more hooks in Berryville next year for East Coast Pro Pooling. So awesome deal. We enjoyed working with them. Did a great job. Unfortunately, with the roller, stuff breaks. It happens. But they did a wonderful job, and we look forward to going back to Berryville in 2024. Your turn.
My turn. So next, Interstate had 2 classes at Buck Motorsports Park last Saturday. Snyder County also had a couple classes, so we'll just go over all those results. We'll start I'm not sure what order they went, so I'm just going to go based on the pictures that I received. So we'll start with the Light Pro Super Farm class. 14 tractors made it down the track. Taking the win was Jeff Michelacci with Demented. Good to see him doing well. He really struggled with the tractor, and then some health issues kind of kept him off there for a little bit. But Demented took the win on Saturday night at 337.41. Second place went to Marty Smith with his Ford 8700 at 336.91. Third place went to Smokey Smith, which shout out is the Silver Series points champion. Fast Forward Ford 9700 win 334.72. Fourth place went to Kevin Nutt with the Rolling Thunder at 330.41. Fifth went to Jeremy Belknap. Tractor's back out on the track. Hooked on Red out of Kempton, 329.64. Good to see him back. Sixth place went to Eli Zimmerman with the Red Fever at 327.20. Seventh went to Cody Utt with the Storm at 320.75. Eighth place went to Matt Sudall with his John Deere at 318.53. Ninth place went to Mike Weekland with Just Hooking Up at 315.72. 10th place went to Howard Meredith with the Meredith Agitator at 312.55. 11th went to Brent Naylor with Elbow Deep at 311.33. 12th was Michael Watkins with the Triple Bypass at 310.61. Shane Scott with the New Holland called Black and Blue was at 263.77. And 14th went to Fred Hoke with the Never Enough Case at 175.11. Next class will be the 8,500 mod turbos. Again, this was a points hook for them. 15 tractors again on hand. Guy Gokenauer, that man is on fire. with the stress test, taking the win at 338.26. Second place was DJ Boop with the high on the hog at 333.78. Third was Jason Malott Yankee driving Dr. LZ at 327.74. Unfortunately, everybody knows what happened with Z Unit. Dr. LZ also suffered a little bit that night, hoping to have that tractor back out. Had some issues with the crank. Fourth place, Tyler Wolliver with Just In Case at 325.16. Fifth place was Scott Kiskadden with Bleeding Blue at 325.06. Sixth was Jason Forrester with Papa Smurf at 323.08. Seventh place went to Kevin Grove driving the Antrim Tantrum at 322.32. Eighth place went to Scott Kiskadden doing the driving on Bull Ride at 309.92. Ninth place right behind him was Smokey Smith again on Blue Unit at 309.32. 10th place went to Eric Eberhardt with Hammer Down at 303.68. 11th was Justin Latour with Addicted at 297.64. Somebody else we haven't seen for a while. Good to see him back. 12th place, the man of the night, the man who has gone viral on the interwebs, Vern Zerby with the Z Unit. Unfortunately had, what do we call it?
Catastrophic engine failure.
Catastrophic failure. At 294.55, exploded another block. And I won't get on my soapbox just yet about that. 13th place was Matt Dersham with the other half at 290.40. 14th place goes to Corey Eberhardt with the Gold Edition at 289.33. 15th place went to Kenny Rippian with the Green Machine out of Libertytown, Maryland at 178.46. Also on hand was a class of two-wheel drive trucks. 6 of them were present. Taking the win was Steve Wilson with Dirty Money at 314.92. Second place was Crystal Wilson with her Dirty Money going 313.77. Third place was Irv Clark with the Taz Toy at 310.31. Fourth place was Irv again with a Wild Side at 301.22. Fifth place went to Robbie Campbell with the Reckless Horse at 300.85. And rounding out the class was Trent Best with
Best Bet.
I was like, I know that it's a play on his last name. They didn't have it listed in here. He went 263.23. Snyder County's hot stock class was also on hand. 10 tractors were there. Taking the win was Jeremy DeLuca with the Sunset Smoker at 323.64. Second place, Nick Morrison with Toxic at 314.45. Third was Brad Kramer with the Fence Row Deer at 312.38. Fourth place went to Dennis Boop with the Black Stripe Addiction at 312.21. Fifth place was Brian Morrison with the Shed Shaker at 311.73. Sixth place went to John Foreman with It's Always Something at 309.84. Matt Hauk with they have high here instead of international, and it just threw me. Matt Hauk with Old Red was 306.18.
He's high on life, man. High on life.
I almost said high on red, and I was like, wait, no, that tractor's gone. Sorry, Matt. Matt Sudall with his John Deere 4755 was 8th place at 300.97. 9th place was Dave Doherty with Buzzard Bait at 291.58. And rounding out the class was Paul Richardson with his Alice Chalmers going 290.96.
What in the world?
Huh?
I said, what in the world?
Yeah. Huh. Next class we went to is the 10,000 pound open. This was a mixed class of modifieds and pro stocks. Taking the win was Courtney Robinson with the Phony Business at 359.86. What a monster pass. Second place was Ian Ericker with Locked and Loaded at 334.26. Third was Josh Martin driving Think Green at 328.31. Fourth was Josh Martin again with That Darn Deer at 298.27. And rounding out the class was Dave Deku with his Double Vision going 264.29. 2 more classes. First one we'll do here is the 7,800 mods, which was the interstate points class. 11 tractors on hand. Taking the win, Ian Ericker. Man, we've been saying his name near the top of the list an awful lot here.
We ain't done.
I know. What a guy. What a guy.
What a village idiot. I had fun with that at Frederick, by the way.
Good. So did I. Anyway, so Ian takes the win with Unstable at 3:18.89. Second was Nelson Egoff with the Tinker Toy at 3:12.47. Third place went to Rick Wolf with the One Too Many at 3:08.66. Fourth went to Kirsty Robinson with the Phony 2 at 3:05.70. Fifth was Rick Blizzard with Barely Affordable at 3:03.47. I'm sorry, 3:03.46. Sixth place, Jason Michael with the Untamed at 3:02.96. Seventh went to Tom Kennedy with Old Reliable at 2:94.27. Eighth was Dale Forrester doing the driving for Don Haley with Nonsense at 2:90.93. Ninth place went to Amber Blizzard with Unaffordable at 2:72.20. 10th place, Jamie Curley with 100 Proof going 2:42.25. And rounding out the class was Don Haley driving the Track Fever at 2:41.05. And we'll end with the results with the class of semis. Taking the win was Dave Greek with Pressure Time at 350.28 feet. Second place, Jerry Martin with 3:48.55. Third went to Albert Brown, Back in Black at 3:11.02. Fourth place went to Tom Zimmerman with his Kenworth going 2:99.59.
That would be Old Grumpy.
There you go. Yep. And fifth place went to David Ashford driving his Peterbilt 2:76.42. That's all she wrote, folks.
There's a story behind the Old Grumpy name, but we won't mention that, will we, Tom Zimmerman? Then we all touched down Monday, 2 days ago, in Frederick, Maryland. I call it Fred Rock. I always call it Fred Rock. Frederick, Maryland, at the Great Frederick Fair. And we had a nice little mix of classes there. We had the interstate, we had East Coast Pro Pulling, so pretty cool deal. And an exhibition class of two-wheel drives, and again, with some of the fellers coming down from Chambersburg area and Poolsville, and remember that Ian Erker name. But anyway, we got the night started off with the 10,500-pound Ford 66 Hot Farm tractors. We got a first-time winner. We had a first-time winner, and Alan Lynch with Betting on Green took the win at 279.70. Good job, buddy.
I hear the trick is if you hit your turbo wheel with a hammer and just bang up the wheel just a little bit, it wins.
Yeah. He showed me the picture. I was like, Yeah.
That's what the rumor I was. That's the rumor I heard. I don't know if there's truth to it. But I heard if you want to win, you beat your turbo with a hammer. That's all I know.
I'm going to play that one. I'm going to play the fifth. But anyway, second was Doug Heyman with the Bulls Binder at 278.81. Third was Mike Moreland with the Digging Deep at 278.21. Fourth, Brian Morrison with the Shed Shaker and 277.22. His first attempt was literally just a jump. And we got some transmission gear problems. They ended up coming back making a pass, but it's going to Dr. Ray in Gratz, and we'll be pulling at Gratz. I guess that pulls tomorrow, I guess.
Yes.
So fifth was Ray Norris with Pack and Heat at 273.18. Sixth, Luke Gladhill with the Weapon X John Deere 270.97. Seventh was Kevin Windsor Sr. driving the well-armed of Ray Norris for 266.70, and rounding out the class in eighth was the Problem Child International Robert Dixon Jr. at 259.72. Do you have any results handy for you? Or
I do. I pulled them all up. So we went into
the modified tractors were next.
Yep. So there was 4 tractors on hand. taking the win, like we said, remember that Ian Ericker name, taking the win at his hometown track, which is always a good feeling. Locked and Loaded went 333.85. Second place was Len Brookhart with Radial Reactor at 327.6. Third place went to Bob Wittenbrader with the Live Wire at 227.83. And unfortunately, with a disqualification for going out of bounds, Jason McKenzie was fourth place with the Never Satisfied. And I believe, if I heard Brian right, him and Len Brookhart were like 2 points away or something. And
yeah, there was a 2-point difference. Had Jason had won, they would have went into the next event tied.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
That's the way it goes. Fortunately, with the low numbers, it didn't hurt Jason, but 2 points. So
yeah.
But it's almost near impossible to make up now. So yeah, it's a shame. Jason did have some minor breakage too, and did go out of bounds, unfortunately. And Ian Ericker's tractor, when it comes to Frederick Brown, that thing is on a set of rails every year. You can never count it out of first place. Len snuck in there a couple times, but if Locked and Loaded is at Frederick, Maryland, you're in trouble. That's all I can say. That tractor has an impressive track record at Frederick. It is just loves the Frederick track. Next up were the invitational exhibition, whatever. Modified two-wheel drive trucks. Taking the win, Clarence Tipton with Tipton's Toy at 305.67. Second was Ian Ericker with the Village Idiots at 283.39. Third, Andy Forrester with the Turn Back the Clock Forward. Man, I should let you read this one. 278.29. Fourth, Dale Forrester with the Bandit at 271.53. And unfortunately, in fifth was a scratch. Bob Wittenbrader with the Bear Express. I guess he has some mechanical issues or something. So,
and something kind of cool with that Turn Back the Clock and Andy.
Yes.
He had a really nice sentimental post. Dale actually had driven that truck at the Frederick Fair like 30 some years before. I think it was like 32 years or something.
And got a second place, I believe.
Yep.
Was the story.
Yep. So that was pretty cool to, full circle moment right there.
Yes. 30 years later, the son jumps in the truck and finishes third. So, hey.
Yep.
Good job.
Yep. So next we'll go, I believe, was the Super Pro class.
Mm-hmm.
Three of them on hand. Taking the win was Davey Moore with the One More Deer going 339.82. Second was Davey doing the driving on Tara's tractor with More Agitation at 332.27. And rounding out the class was Tom Ermsom with the Eyesore 2 at 315.44.
Yep. I wish we could get some more tractors, but maybe next year. After that, we had the 20,000-pound limited pro stock semi trucks, and taking the win, no stranger to the winner's circle, as I always say, Hank Oster, the scrapper, at 300.26. Second was Dave Greek with Pressure Time at 291.93. Third, Brian Smith with Snowblind, the V8 Mac, at 290.50. Fourth, Albert Brown, another Mac, back in black, 288.77. Fifth was Jerry Martin's Inconvenience, the Freightliner, at 282.97. And rounding out the class was Kevin Palmer with the Dark Horse, a Detroit-powered Freightliner, 185.22. And then it fell right into your lap with an interstate class, and that was a nice 7-tractor class.
Yep. 7,700 light limited tractors were on hand. The story behind that is the Wasslers do pretty much the entire track prep there for the East Coast show. And unfortunately, the Wasslers blew up their engine out Monalto. And just haven't gotten the tractor back. I think they said they were set, or they did a dyno pass and checked the oil filter, and there was a bunch of metal. So fresh engine build, dynoed it, and just was not in the cards. So they're hoping for a strong comeback next year. Sounds like everybody at the Frederick Fair was pretty happy. So it looks like it might be a co-sanctioned event next year also. Taking the win, and not to take anything away from Ben, but 4 tractors are within 1.5 feet, and that is some dang good pulling.
You bet.
So taking the win out of those 4 tractors was Smokin' Red, driven by Ben Flaherty Jr. at 297.98. Right behind him was Ricky Tavner with the Red Tornado at 297.08. Bradley Seal took third with Mother-in-Law's Nightmare at 296.82. Fourth place was Cody Anderson with Seldom Seen at 296.47. Chris Lutman took fifth with the Hokie Harvester at 293.21. Sixth place was Jason Caudle, or Woody, with the internationally known at 283.37. And rounding out the class was Sue Johnson with Iron Maiden at 279.60. Holy moly, that was a lot of results.
Absolutely. We could have done more. We could have done more. But some of them are several weeks back now, so
yeah,
we just figured we keep it pretty current. There was enough this weekend, so we got some good events coming up. Mother Nature is really pushing everybody's nerves for this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Nothing's canceled. Plan accordingly. Excuse me. My thumb drive just took a dive to the floor. Not my thumb drive, but my SD card reader for my computer. Anyway, East Coast Pro Pulling is scheduled to land in Greensboro, Maryland this Saturday, 6 p.m., yes, with the 7,500-pound modified tractors, the 10.5 hot farm tractors, 6,200-pound modified 4x4 trucks, and the 20,000-pound limited pro stock semis. Again, that's 6 p.m. this Saturday, September 23rd. We all know there's rain scheduled for everywhere, so we'll see. Keep an eye online, mostly. If it's unfortunately a wash, I'll probably come on real quick and just do a quick hit and let you know. But definitely keep an eye on East Coast Pro Pulling on Facebook. That would be the quickest way to get your results. Plus, Eastern Extreme Pulling pages will have pulling videos, whatever. I don't remember what the pages are anymore, but we'll have it posted there as well as soon as we hear from the higher ups. If anything is canceled, we got our fingers crossed that maybe that possibility of rain will drop, and it's happened. It's happened before, and we'll get to go pulling. So, October 14th is the final pulling date for the East Coast Pro Pulling at 7 p.m. We're at the Delaware International Speedway in Delmar, Delaware. Good place. Super stock, pro stock tractors, 10.5 hot farm tractors, 6,200-pound modified four-wheel drive trucks, East Coast diesel four-wheel drive trucks, 7,500-pound modified tractors, and the limited pro stock semis will be on hand. And that's 6 big classes. In some form or another, we'll be naming or crowning all of our champions this year at Delmar, Delaware. And what a year. I'd like to say I've been to more than I missed, but this year I missed more than I was at. So my intentions is to hopefully make the next 2 events and then some. I know we got a big championship weekend coming at Sillins Grove. That's going to be a tough one. I'm going to do my best. See what I can pull off. What you got, Kendra?
Interstate has a very big weekend starting tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be up at Gratz, Pennsylvania for their fair. Always a really fun fair. Wish I could make it. I am catering a wedding this weekend, and that just does not give me a lot of free time to go tractor pulling. So Thursday, tomorrow night at 7 p.m., 7,800 mods, 8,500 mod turbos, 6,200 two-wheel drives, an 8,000-pound diesel pickup class, and the 10.5 Snyder County hot stocks will be there. Friday night at the Beaver Springs, Pennsylvania, the Beaver Fair, Friday night at 6:30. I'm going to be having the 6,200 two-wheel drive trucks, 7,800 modified, 7,700 light limiteds, 4,500 small block trucks, and 8,500 mod turbos. Also at the Beaver Fair on Saturday night, going to be a Snyder County hook. The 12,000 pound enhanced farm, 6,300 pro streets, 8,500 wild streets, the 10.5 hot stocks, the 8,000 pound 2.6 smoothbore trucks, and the 3.0 pro limited pro diesel trucks. Also on Saturday at Buck Motorsports Parks, they're going to be big truck show. The interstate classes that'll be on hand is going to be the 6,200 two-wheel drives, as well as the 4,500 small block trucks. And I did want to mention we did have an issue with our schedule. The bull pull that was originally on the schedule for September 30th, and again, the bull pull is in Harrisonburg, Virginia. It is now on October the 7th. So not on September 30th. It is on October the 7th at 6 p.m. Just about every interstate class is there. 8,500 mod turbo, 10,000 pound pro farm, 7,700 light limited turbo, 11,000 pound hot farm, 6,200 modified 4x4s. And then they also have 8,000 pound street legal trucks, 12,000 and 15,000 pound farm stock, unlimited 4x4 tractors, and the 6,200 national 4x4 trucks. So
that's day 2 of the championship weekend. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And then Joey just said here that Friday night at Beaver Fair, they're going to have the Snyder County enhanced farm as well as the light pro class.
Correct.
There. So
and that championship final at Selinsgrove is October 6th and 7th. That's Friday and Saturday. Put that on your bucket list because that is one whale of a show. You don't want to miss that. I'm doing everything to. Don't count me out yet, Joey. I'm doing my best to try to get up there. So, also, I just want to throw in here. I don't have exact dates. I have a date in September for the Goldsboro Fire Department, and a date in November for the Tuckahoe Steam and Gas Association, which is Tuckahoe in Eastern Maryland, for the Delmarva tractor pullers. We have got to have a show here very soon. It'll be a Thursday night show, unless we find another night that suits everybody. We're going to be doing a live show with them soon. It's been a while since we had one of them. It's my fault. Again, I've been very busy with my dad and family and stuff, but we are going to have a show for them. And we also have a Glad Hill. I was talking to Glad Hills up at Frederick, and they are going to be having a big show the day after Delmar at their location in Jefferson, Maryland. So we definitely want to, I think, get them on with Olin and the crew. And that's a good mix of antique and stock tractor pulls. I think Moore's make a pass over there and some other people. So that's going to be, let's see, if that was 14th, be October 15th. October 15th on that one. So, yeah. Be looking for that. We'll get that word out on Facebook for the next Delmarva live show. That actually, Glad Hill's going to be coming on that show, and we'll discuss that and whatever's on the minds of the boys from Delmarva. So, they do have a pool coming up in Selinsgrove as well, an antique tractor pool. I just seen the flyers everywhere, and I apologize. I didn't have enough time to get any more information off of it. That's coming very soon. Did tell Kendra about her new drink.
Is that the whiskey you sent me yesterday?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I sent that to him, Randy. I did send the picture over to her and to Norm both. And yeah.
I was thinking that might have to be the official drink of Diesels and Dark Corners coming up in November. I was looking. I did search it to see if it was like for sale and around here, and I couldn't find any that had the actual pickle on the label.
Oh, okay.
We
can make that happen. You have the machine there to make that happen. So
I do. I'll have to.
Yes, you do.
I'm just not sure if I'm that talented.
Hi, David. Yeah, it felt good to come on and have a show tonight. It's been, gosh, I think our last one was the 30th. of August, I think is what I saw. So, seen what I seen, and
And I can tell you, I don't miss many pools. I think I've gone to all of them with Norm, and I just missed my first one, Berryville. I schedule a girls' trip. We wait until after pooling season. Well, so we thought. And then, what do you know?
surprise!
Let's add a pool.
Yeah, that's again. I want to thank Brad Broy for putting that together, and can't wait
Just
to go
next
back.
week, if you could check with my schedule first, that would be great.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, it was very nice to have JR there filming, so I could go back and watch the video and critique and make sure to tell Norm everything he did wrong.
I am more than sure you were on the phone immediately with him.
Not immediately. I waited, let him go get his steak dinner. It was good to
you
hear.
You had to get the steak dinner first, okay?
Yeah, because I wasn't there to cook, so
right.
Poor guy had to go to a steakhouse to get dinner. It was good to hear that a couple people were worried about me and asked where I was. So I asked him how that made him feel, and he made sure to badmouth me apparently to everybody who asked. So
well,
appreciate that.
I said, yeah, you're here all by yourself. I said, man, ain't it peaceful and quiet? He just started sucking on his peanut butter shakes.
Yep. Sounds about right.
No, but it was a good time. Really enjoyed being back there. Frederick was a great time. I enjoyed, I enjoyed myself at Frederick, and it's good to be back out. I really hope 2024, all around here especially, I need it. This family needs some help. Trust me, we need some help and some prayers. But the health is good. We got to get it. We got to get the third guy walking. So we get him up and walking. Life will get a whole lot better. Getting strong. He's getting strong. I got to admit. I know some people have asked me, send me messages and stuff, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, he can pull himself up out of the wheelchair and stand. We just got to coordinate them feet to walk. That's what we're waiting on next. And it is very true that people at his age that lay in bed, the longer you lay in bed, it's twofold getting yourself back up and walking. I am clearly seeing that, and it sucks. So, but it's not his fault. There's a lot of people I can thank you, Jeremy. And Jeremy, we wish you the best too. I know you're down in your back and having some issues, and you were brave enough to let Lenny drive your tractor, and well, he sure cleaned the engines out for you with that. I'm just kidding. It's we just wish you the best too. We need to get everybody healthy and get back on the pulling track. Everybody get along and have a good time, man. It's I love this sport, and there's always a few bumps in the road here and there and stuff, but we get through it. So I'm looking forward to it. I have some other news that'll be coming soon. I'm not going to release it here, but that involves me with pulling a certain event. It's probably going to be coming to an end. I hate to say it, but we'll see. But anyway, okay. If you made it within 6 minutes, that's not too bad. I'm sure you've got something to say. I am sure.
I do, but I'm not sure.
You got that right, Clint. I'm headed for. I know you're older than me by a year or two, but 57's upon me in a couple months. So yeah, I'm not stopping. Believe me. Have camera, will travel. That's my motto. I just unfortunately, the Lord has seen me here at home, and that's where it's going to have to be for now. So it's okay. Papa comes first. I appreciate it. Thanks. Nothing got hurt on the motors. They were okay. Wow. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did have a good run. That's good to hear, Jeremy. So, family first, buddy. You bet. Yep. I just never dreamt it would come to this, but that's okay. We'll get through it. I am burning up in here. We got the AC off because it's nice and cool out. It gets hot in here with his lights and machines running. Ooh.
And you probably have the door shut, so that doesn't help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I have 2 other little ones that like to come in here and decide they want to be live too. So I have to close them out or else we'll have a meow fest. So
but yeah, pooling's coming to an end. Like you said, it feels like there's been a lot of, I don't want to say drama, but there's been a couple people not seeing eye to eye here this year a lot. And all I'm going to say is I hope that next year everybody can remember that we are all on the same team, and that is pooling in general. I hope we can share more of the good and not the bad. Pooling, definitely, everybody has their eyes on pooling right now, especially from the outside, with what happened in Laurelton. And I'm really not sure why we as a pooling community are still showing our worst aspects, is all I'll say. Why we're sharing when something that is bad, that could have been much, much worse, why we're blowing it up all over social media when insurance companies are already looking down at us with a microscope. And I hope that next year we can focus more on the good, not only social media, but within ourselves, within his organizations, and we can all just get along next year, is all I'm going to say.
Amen.
There's Kendra's miniature soapbox.
Unscripted. I didn't know that was coming.
You asked if I had anything else to say, and yes, that is what is in my brain right now. So.
Yes, I did. Chuck Dutter.
Chucky.
Wow, Chuck Dutter, man. We've gone big time, man. The Dutter is in the house, man. Hot dog. Look at that, huh? Yeah.
Speaking of 3.6 pulling trucks, Mr. Dutter.
Run, Chuck, run.
I see more and more pictures floating around of a certain truck with cut tires on. Yeah, man. Hopefully that sticks around for next year.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Yes, sir, to him. Absolutely. We need vehicles. Photoshop.
Can't believe anything you see on social media anymore.
AI. Let me tell you something. Artificial intelligence, I guess it is, or whatever.
Yeah.
AI can be your worst enemy online. You don't know what you're looking at anymore. Yeah. People are pretty slick with that program. So I don't know how to use it. I don't care to know how to use it. Don't care. So, and I have oodles of pictures to post. And I'm still, by the way, people that still buy DVDs, we thank you. I was unaware that there was a broken link on my website all season until a week ago for the 2023 DVD page. So that is now up and running, and we are adding videos like crazy left and right. We still got a handful or so of videos to finish editing. I'm behind. That's how far behind. I'm usually that week that video is done and posted. I'm easy. I'm 5 events behind, so I'm going to get them done and get them posted. And I know I have some regular customers, ones in Florida, and I'm really surprised they didn't call and say, "Hey, where's our freaking video list, man? We'll buy some DVDs." So, but that link has been fixed and is working. So, my fault. That's what happens. You take me away day after day after day, and I just can't focus on the stuff. It's been a year, but anyway. All right, we routed on. Excuse me, we waited till an hour or so. guess what I get to do? I got to go down and put somebody to bed. My day's not over yet, so we went down there. I went down there at a little after 6, I guess it was, and he just looked at me. I'm not ready to go to bed yet. I said, not a problem. I'll be back after the show. So, getting feisty again. That's good.
Yep, that's what you want.
Yeah. Some of you get up at 3 a.m. I'm about an hour and a half behind you. So, but, yeah. Gosh, if we forgot anything, we do apologize. If we got any events, we do apologize. Please don't be afraid to message myself or Kendra with your event. We'll happily announce it. Again, Delmarva Live, Olin, Richard, any of you guys watching, Glad Hill wants to have a show with you guys, and I can't make it happen tomorrow with the doctor's appointment at the VA for my dad in the evening. So next week we'll try to make that happen. So if you're listening, get a hold of me. If not, I'll send Olin a message and get that thing rolling. So, but that's all I have. I guess we're going to go ahead and pull the plug.
Yep, I'm done as well. I've said what I needed to say.
Okay. Well, but all plans are we're to be back on schedule. If we get rained out this weekend again, please keep an eye. All the events, please keep an eye on Facebook. Social media is your best friend when it comes to rain out, so word gets out very quickly. We got our fingers crossed that we won't have any of that for anybody, but we'll see. Other than that, I guess that's about it, Miss Kendra.
Yep, I'm about done. I won't be pulling this weekend, unfortunately, but I'll get results.
You too, Clint. You be safe as well. Safe out there trucking. Okay. With that said, plans are see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. and hopefully next Thursday as well for a Delmarva live show. We'll see what happens. Until then, we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. And if you had to endure a commercial or two, we apologize. That's part of the new format now. So it's not in our hands. It's in YouTube's hands. And hopefully it didn't inconvenience you too much. We'll see you next week.